Hello and welcome to the Business Spotlight interview series. I'm your host Sonali Nigam, and today I'm joined by Adam Burrage, MD at Trident Marketing Agency. Hi Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to kick
Hi.
us? Thank you. Would you like to kick us off with a brief background as to who you are and what you do?
Sure. So yeah, as you said, I'm Adam Burrage. I'm the managing director of Trident. We're a creative and digital agency in the Midlands in the UK, and we work with businesses to help them grow, drive leads, and develop their brand online via digital marketing.
Wow. I mean, that's interesting. For all the business owners who have their own businesses, it's a good platform wherein they can build their own identity. Having said that, Adam, if I can ask, how did this all start and where this all, came up from? So if you could talk more about your business.
Sure. So I actually joined the family business. So we were more of a print business. My dad started the business in the 80s, and I joined the business in 2006. And we weren't doing an awful lot with technology back then. So we were doing a lot of graphic design, a lot of print. We still had a fax machine. Like we've had people that have joined the business since that didn't even know what a fax machine was. And we really modified the business over the course of those years. And I saw the opportunity for moving more towards digital marketing as our sort of um, thin edge of the wedge to be able to actually get new clients. We were still doing print in the background, but we found that print was always quite transactional, and we were kind of coming to the conversation late with our clients because the print was the last thing to be done. So if we decided if we jumped to the front of the queue and start talking digital strategy with people, it meant that we actually managed to get them into a lot more services that we offer, and we weren't coming to people right at the very end of their marketing journey. So it's opened up a lot more doors for us.
Wow, interesting, Adam. So, what do you attribute your growth to, if I can ask that?
So I would say a lot of it's down to learning. Obviously for us, we were a completely different business, even 10 years ago to what we are now. So for us to have gone through that sort of transformation was a lot of learning, bringing in new people and upskilling. Also probably a bit more around like persistence and not giving up. And I think probably in the prior years, we might have been a bit too easy to change ideas quickly or pivot on our strategy without actually seeing it through to conclusion. So things take a little bit longer than, you might try and strike gold after 1 month. It doesn't happen. But actually, if you just persist with the strategy and give it time, and then it can actually start bearing some fruit rather than just giving up. So yeah, learning, making sure you're actually relevant to your industry and relevant to your audience, and then not giving up, keeping on going because sometimes the strategy is right. It just takes longer to actually turn into fruition.
Wow. So not giving up attitude and continuous learning is what I are my key takeaways from your journey. And having said that, while you're building the or the building the foundation of the organization, uh, were there some challenges that you faced? And if yes, what were they, and how did you address them?
Yeah, so I think we've probably had a few challenges, like particularly just like around getting staff's always like a little bit of a challenge. So you kind of have to kiss a few frogs sometimes with getting the wrong person in before you realise what the right person looks like, and we've done that a couple of times. And then yeah, just making sure that the business is actually as efficient as possible because sometimes you can bring more people in and still be doing the same amount of work. So like we've recently expanded our team, and probably actually we could be doing more work if we spend a bit of time working out where we can be efficient because we're not actually doubled the workload for having taken on, nearly double the amount of people. So that's something we've got to look at ourselves.
That's great. So you're expanding your team. Having said that, when you hire people for your team, what exactly you look for in them, as in what attributes you look for them, and how do you foster a positive work environment, if I may ask?
Yeah, I would say for employees, definitely like making sure you've got the right attitude. You can hire people who are really well skilled, but actually if they've not got the right attitude and they don't actually buy into the vision for what the business is about, then they're not going to be a good fit. So I actually probably did think that big businesses were the people who or the organizations that reserve for having like a vision and mission and that kind of thing. But actually, we've gone back into that. We've probably done it two or three times and to get the right vision for the company. But when it gets aligned, it does make it a lot easier to bring people in that fit with that. And then also then you can take the business on a better journey because you've got people who are actually bought into where you're planning to go and they've got the passion for it.
So, so we would say that a proper mission and a vision is what you've set up for the entire team, so that they follow it, and this is what you want them to continue doing that in future as well. Is that correct, Adam?
Yeah, I'd say that just like if you've got the that in place to start with and you bring people in with the right attitude that can align to that, that's a good starting point. And then you can train people with the skills to actually operate within the business. So yeah, that's been one of the things we've done recently with our team.
Great. So, Adam, so if I can ask this, what would you say are the biggest learning as a owner of the business running successfully?
I'd say yes, like the biggest learnings we've had is like as I said before, like not giving up, keeping on learning, like also having some outside advisors or other business owners that you can call on as well that
Yeah.
would be useful because you don't know what you don't know as well. So I've worked in this business since pretty much when I left university and I'm 40 now. So I've been here a long time and you don't really know what else is out there if you've only ever worked in one place. So, doing courses, bringing in consultants where needed, coaches, other advisors, it means that you're getting exposure to that other aspect that you wouldn't normally get if you were just sat in the office, trying to probe the problem yourself.
That's lovely and interesting to know, Adam. And having said that, you've already, you moved out from the college and you've been, in the business for so long. So, if I can ask this, what are your aspirations for your company in the next 5 years?
For me, I would say it's probably where the business is a bit more autonomous. So probably on the threshold of that now. I've got a few people leading different teams within the business and having the point where I can focus on running the business and the business is running itself. It surprises me sometimes where something's just going on and I don't even know anything about it. So I can see it starting to happen, but I'm still heavily involved in the sales side of the business. So I need to sort of take myself out of that and then I can like actually focus on making it a better place for the team, improving our services for the customers and being less on the, direct need for me to be constantly going out and get new sales. So that's probably the next phase for the business is to bring someone in to look after that.
Great, Adam. Good to hear that. And so we talked about business, we talked about your journey. Now, I want to highlight and want to touch base on your personal life. So, how do you bring a balance between a personal life and a professional life? How do you try and strike that right balance and manage to, take out some time for your family or maybe for yourself as well? So, how do you do that?
Yeah, I think that's probably linked to my other point actually. So having the team in place is what's going to allow me to do that. And sometimes if we've growing a new service and we don't have a team member to do it, or they take some research is needing to be done to actually bring something in, I can be a bit of my own worst enemy and not take days off for weeks on end because I know I'm passionate about what we do and I want to get things done. So. But I'm really working on that, and that's something that's it's definitely a work in progress because I do take time out, go on holiday, things like that. But at the same time, I can end up going down a rabbit hole and really getting stuck into something for a long period of time and making sure that we get it out to market the right way.
Wow, that's interesting, Adam. And I think that is quite inspirational. So I'm sure our audience have learned and picked so many things. So is there any closing remark before we wrap up? Any tip that you would like to share to the business owners who might be listening to you so that they also try and have that journey or maybe learn from your journey?
I'd say if anyone's not already doing it, like, and got their own business to give it a go, like, especially there's probably a lot of people who have got fear that you can't do it. It is hard work. Sometimes you feel like you're not getting anywhere with things, but it does turn into to good stuff eventually. And I'd say there's an opportunity for a lot of people, like especially with the way that the internet is now. Like we're obviously in digital marketing, and you can start a lot of things with just a smartphone. And if you've got an idea, you don't need
Yeah.
years ago, like video production company, you can do pretty much half of it on your phone and it'll look as good as what it was probably like 10 years ago from a professional. So, just
Yeah.
get out there, give it a go and get stuck in and see where it can take you.
That's wonderful. And thank you so much for your time today, Adam. It was great meeting you and learning so much about your journey. So, to everyone watching, I look forward to see you in my next episode. Thank you. Thank you, Adam.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.